just when you thought the liberals could be any more senseless, they go and do this. While ICE was busting up an alleged human sex trafficking ring, the mindless sheep known as liberals were busy protesting the ICE agents, officers, as they basically saved people from being forced into a life of the deranged, inhumane treatment known as human trafficking. It's one thing to be a prostitute and get paid, but the people who are forced into the sex trade, many of whom are children, live a life of terror. And if ICE is rescuing people from this depraved world of inhumanity, then why on earth would anyone dare protest and get in the way? It's because liberals know no boundaries. They are so self-indulged with their mindless agenda that they can't possibly process a logical thought that says, hey, those cops are busting up a horrible crime and saving people, maybe we should protest them later. Nope, that's too hard. The protest was caught on video by mainstream news networks and posted all over social media. The outrage has been livid. How dare people stop or get in the way of law enforcement from doing their job and potentially saving lives of people who have lived in really horrific conditions, trapped and used like rag dolls for whatever sick, deviant and humiliating torture they can think of. If a conservative stopped the police from protecting a liberal, then they would lose their minds. Thankfully, the conservatives are the more respectful crowd who knows how to react accordingly to situations. They respond on social media with their commentary and remind people of who the intolerant group of deviants really is. If you're protesting ICE busting a human trafficking ring, then maybe you're just mad they're breaking up your fun. It makes you wonder if these protesters are in on the crime. The Democrats protesting ICE video is disturbing and serves as a daily reminder about how messed up their dopey agenda is. The Oakland Police Department confirmed to the CBS station that the operation had nothing to do with immigration enforcement and the agents were acting on a federal search warrant obtained during an ongoing criminal investigation into juvenile sex trafficking. ICE was seen leading two people out of the house with blankets over their heads to protect their identities. ICE is not welcome in this country. HS is not welcome, said another neighbor, Adley Penner. I don't support what they do. I think it is a blasphemy. Protesters also wrote, "We love our neighbors and OPD, Oakland Police Department, is a disgrace on the ground in chalk." Several politicians have called for scrapping ICE recently after outrage over the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy for illegal immigrants, which resulted in children being separated from their parents as the adults were prosecuted. Democrat Kirsten Gillibrand of New York became the first sitting senator to support abolishing the agency last week. "I believe you should get rid of it, start over, reimagine it and build something that actually works," she said in announcing her stance. She was soon joined by Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts. People are smuggled and trafficked, while children are exploited at home and abroad. ICE's website states, most ICE offices and programs have a role in preventing terrorism. Several are on the front lines of this effort, either identifying dangerous persons before they enter the U.S., or finding them as they violate immigration or customs laws. ICE also works to prevent the illegal export of U.S. technology that could be used or repurposed to do harm. What happened to using their brains before their emotions? It's like the facts don't ever matter and they just let their liberal feelings take over, usually being wrong, intolerant, and absurd in everything they do. Can you believe people are protesting ICE while they're breaking up a human trafficking problem? That is senseless on levels that we can't even comprehend. Do you think the protesters went home and thought, wow, that wasn't very smart, or did they go home thinking I really did something special today? For starters, no one really cares what protesters have to say. Protesters are like gnats who swarm around things for no reason. They're annoying, make no sense, and are easy to knock out of the air. If you ask a protester what they're protesting, then half the time they don't even have an intelligent answer. Sometimes they might, but a lot of the time they just refrain from properly answering the question, or they yell whatever chant they're making up at the time. Some of them think protesting counts as doing something, but protesting is actually doing nothing. Protesting is the fake way to make things change. Since protesters are looked down upon in society, they don't really make a change. They just think they do. If a liberal really wants to make a change, then they'll sign up to be a politician and change things from the inside. If people want to make ICE better, then join ICE and be a better agent than everyone else. If people want to abolish ICE, not gonna happen. then just forget about it and move to a country where there is no ICE. ICE is here to stay, and it's time for people to stop having meltdowns and start following the law.